At the time of writing this, Ron Killings, aka R-Truth, has just announced his departure from WWE on social media. Now, let's be very clear about this. He's being released. He's not leaving by choice, and neither is Carlito, who was also just announced to not have his contract renewed. Truth's contract expires next month, while Carlito apparently mentioned his contract expires in 2 weeks. Will they be on Raw tonight? That's the question. I guess we'll have to find out. However, this might not actually be the most soulless thing that WWE has done recently. I mean, contracts expire, right? Talent gets let go all the time, so maybe you'd be more disgusted in the fact that WWE tables will now have Slim Jim ads on them. If the ring wasn't enough, if the continuous, painstakingly long ad breaks on the pay-per-views weren't enough, if the barricades weren't enough, or that prime bottle station by ringside, maybe Slim Jim gimmick tables will be. Now, here's the thing. I am the last person on planet Earth to defend the abhorrent human being known as Vince McMahon. But even he had a line when it came to ads. See, Vince's booking wasn't always great, but he booked with the best intention. I mean, like it or not, even if we hated it, he didn't outright do things for our displeasure. He did things that he wanted, most importantly, but in a way, he was as much a fan of his own product as we were. Triple H and TKO, on the other hand, do not care about any of us. In fact, it's being reported that letting go of Truth and Carlito was all Triple H's idea. He looked at the numbers and cut the costs accordingly. Now, why he chose to get rid of his 2 best comedic acts and most beloved stars on the show, but chooses to keep guys like Logan Paul, really shows where the WWE has been heading and where it's heading towards now. If I'm a member of the WWE roster, I am terrified. Because really, nobody is safe. And we kind of already knew this. I mean, with past releases, what really stood out to me was Dolph Ziggler. When he was released, I was like, oh my goodness, so it really is anybody, right? Unless you are the big 6, which I would say is like Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, CM Punk, Seth, and then maybe like Drew McIntyre. Unless you are those 6 guys, you are not safe. This is an incredibly soulless act by the WWE, but look, even in the Vince McMahon days, like, this always happens, right? The WWE has been doing this for so many years, where they just, like, release talent, or, actually, to be honest, WWE, most of the time, just gets rid of them. They fire them. At least now they're letting Truth and Carlito, they're letting their contracts expire, but to not re-sign them, I mean, look, here's the thing. If you want to start cutting costs, get rid of the guys that people don't care about. Truth gets a reaction. That's important. His Ron Cena shirt is selling like hotcakes. Carlito gets a reaction. That's important. Now, if it's my opinion, Carlito, while still a soulless, thing to do, makes a little bit more sense than getting rid of Truth. I mean, Carlito, he's in the Judgment Day, so it doesn't really make that much sense, but if you absolutely have to get rid of one of these guys, I guess it's got to be Carlito. Truth has been in the WWE for over 20 years. Truth has been like the guy. Everybody in the back likes Truth. All the fans like Truth. Truth is a stand-up guy. He's a guy that you can rely on. He's a guy that just, when he comes out, you know you're going to enjoy the show because he's going to do something hilarious, right? He always does something funny. He's a comedic wrestler and maybe one of the best ones ever. I mean, he's up there with Santino Marella. You know what I mean? But like, this is like if Tony Khan decided that he wasn't going to renew Orange Cassidy's contract. A day one guy, a guy that you can really rely on at any point. Orange Cassidy can be in the main event, or he can be on the mid card, or he can and Orange Cassidy will do it. And he will do whatever needs to be done, and he will be over. So it doesn't make any sense for Tony Khan to get rid of Orange Cassidy in the same way that it doesn't make sense for Triple H and TKO to get rid of R-Truth. Now, really the question is, the biggest question is, are they going to be on Raw tonight? And if so, what are they going to say? Because they're not gone yet, right? But, are the fans going to hijack the show? Is this just the straw that broke the camel's back? Is this going one step too far? Is this too scummy for even the WWE and TKO and Triple H? Is this too far? A lot of people on Twitter, or on the internet in general, but really I get most of my news from Twitter, from the wrestling accounts. But a lot of people on Twitter think that, or thought that R-Truth announcing his departure on June 1st was sort of like an April Fool's joke. You know, R-Truth, he's always confused, so maybe he thought that June 1st was April 1st, and he thinks it's April Fool's, which does make sense. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be fair to everybody here. That does make sense. I don't think this is what this is, and especially now, this is several days later, I don't think that's what's happening here. If it is, fantastic, but at the same time, also not fantastic, because now, I mean, you're taking the joke. You're making firing people and getting rid of people and not resigning contracts, and you're making that a joke. So if that's what this is, again, it's also a soulless move. So there's no winning. Either Truth leaves, or this is a joke. The other thing too is people are trying to start this movement about R-Truth. They want this hashtag, you know, bring back Truth, or we want Truth, or whatever. And same with Carlito. And fans are speculating that the live fans tonight on Raw might just hijack the show and chant for R-Truth and Carlito and say chants like we want them back or bring them back, whatever it may be. That's going to be very interesting to see tonight if that does happen, which I do hope it does, but I don't think it's going to happen because of all the scummy things that TKO has done to the WWE. I mean, we're putting Slim Jim logos on the tables now. The contrast in the ring from WrestleMania 40, which was simply just the Prime bottle, which in a way made sense because Logan Paul is a big part of the WWE, versus what we got at WrestleMania 41, where the ring is absolutely covered in advertisements. And here's the thing, I don't mind it that much because the UFC does it, really everywhere boxing does it. You can advertise in the ring. Vince was very adamant about not advertising in the ring, but I think it's fine. You want to advertise in the ring, that's fine. But this is the WWE, right? This isn't UFC. So why do we get pay-per-views with 4 matches on them, and the pay-per-view is 4 hours long, and the match is 20 minutes, and there's a 40 to 45 minute ad break in between these, and commercials, and, you know, let's take a look at the audience. Oh, look at the celebrities in the audience. Wrestling has never really been about that. It's been a part of wrestling, sure, but it's never been about that. I mean, how greedy can this company be? How disgusting can this company be? That they not only sold the ring, the barricades, the pay-per-view, they sold the pay-per-views. I'm going to be honest with everybody. Back in the day, it was, you know, you buy the pay-per-view and there's not going to be many commercials. There's going to be like WWE brand commercials. So they sold the pay-per-views. Pay-per-views are terrible now. Like, they're doing the boxing format with these pay-per-views where they have like one, like the main event, which is like the important thing, and then everything else is garbage. That's been the boxing formula forever. As Chael Sonnen once said, you know, there hasn't been a co-main event in boxing history that's ever been worth a damn. So not only are they selling all of this stuff, but now they're selling the tables. Now when somebody goes through a table, no. They went through the Slim Jim super hot fire table. That's what they went through. They went through the super spicy, oh yeah, Slim Jim table. They didn't just go through the table. I mean, like, are we gonna have like Fortnite chairs now? And oh my god, he hits him with a solid steel Fortnite Season 8 chair. Is that the calls that we're gonna be making on commentary now? If this isn't an eye-opener, to be fair, there have been so many things in the past that should have been eye-openers for everybody. But if this doesn't just tick you off at least a little bit, make you not want to watch the show at least a little bit, besides the fact that the booking has been terrible. I mean, I can go on for 3 hours about John Cena's heel booking, which, by the way, I called this. I said this months ago that John Cena's booking was already terrible and it didn't make any sense. Nobody believed me because nobody watched the video. But that's besides the point. If this doesn't make you want to boycott or leave or start a movement or something, or just stop watching, then I think you're in too deep. I think you're too far gone. You cannot be saved anymore. You are too addicted to the WWE. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say AEW is the best alternative. AEW sucks too. All wrestling sucks. The difference is AEW is at least a little bit more ethical. Guys, this is breaking news. I just heard that The Miz has unfollowed the WWE. Is Miz next? Gunther has also taken WWE out of his bio, unfollowed WWE or done something like that, and he's removed all of his wrestling content on his Instagram. Is Miz and Gunther next? Which, if they are, Miz, I guess, if you're going to get rid of Truth, I guess Miz, you might as well, right? But Gunther? They've been building this guy forever. That's all for me. Good night.